It's the match of the Challenge Cup holders and this year's finalists against the Super League champions, Leeds Rhinos against St Helens, live from Headingley. Special night here for a number of reasons, and they are officially opening the new look South Stand tonight. And Mrs. Ruth Walker is the lady who cracked the bottle of champagne to officially open the new South Stand, and the balloons head skywards and the fireworks go off as well, and this is the new look of the South Stand. But across the other side, in the dressing room, Leeds prepare for this battle against the Saints, who inflicted 3 heavy defeats on Leeds in 4 League and Cup meetings last year. They've already been here in the year 2000 and they were beaten in the Challenge Cup. But this is a weakened Leeds side on paper. The fullback is Francis Cummins, Marcus St Hilaire's on the wing, Richie Blackmore, Keith Senior, and Chev Walker comes in place of Carl Pratt, who played at Halifax last week. It's Darryl Powell, the captain, for the injured Iestyn Harris and Ryan Sheridan. And the forwards, Darren Fleary, Lee Jackson on from the start, young Danny Ward for the suspended Barry McDermott, David Barnhill and Andy Hay in the second row. Hay for the injured Morley, for the suspended Morley, I beg your pardon. And Kevin Sinfield, the youngster, completes the lineup, the loose forward. And on the bench, it's Anthony Farrell, Leroy Rivette, Dean Lawford, plenty of experience there. And also waiting his chance is 18-year-old Jamie Jones Buchanan. The coach is Dean Lance. Now the champions, no Paul Aitchison, so Paul Wellens continues at fullback. Chris Smith, Kevin Iro, Sean Hoppy in the centres. Paul Newlove, he has got a calf injury picked up in training yesterday. He was a late withdrawal. Anthony Sullivan on the wing. Tommy Martin and Sean Long at half-back. And up front, it's Apollo Perolini, Kieran Cunningham, Julian O'Neill, Chris Joint, the captain, Ferretti Tuilangi and Paul Sculthorpe. And on the bench for them, Vila Matautia back after suspension, Brian Henari, Steve Hall and John Stankovic. The coach, Ian Millwood. So the Rhinos waiting for this match, and the last thing they want is another defeat, because that would mean that they have got their worst ever start to a Super League season, or they've equalled it anyway. And these are the men who hope that they will be licking their wounds at the end of tonight. The Saints, who have won both games at Hull and Wakefield last Sunday under their new boss, Ian Millwood, the Northern Ford Premiership Coach of the Year in 1999 at Lee. And the Saints emerge from their dressing room, led by their captain, Chris Joint. His 299th career appearance tonight for Chris Joint, 5 tries short of 100, not a bad record. But Leeds fans will remember last year, they were distracted by the Challenge Cup also, but they won 2 of their first 5, that's all. Then they embarked on a 16-game sequence where they lost only once. But there are plenty of teenagers in this side tonight, but the big men like Richie Blackmore. But Chev Walker following him out, 17 years of age, the Academy International. It's his first game of the year. And at the other end of the scale, exactly twice his age, Darryl Powell at 34 leads the Rhinos onto the Headingley field. And the new South Stand with all the new facilities that they have put in place here, as well as new facilities for us up on the roof. Great view here at Headingley, and we're watching as Stuart Cummings just says, the match referee says to the timekeepers and the touch judges, he's ready to roll. The teams are ready to rumble. This could be something special. Leeds Saints, Steve-O, always a cracker.
Certainly is. Opening 5-10 minutes, it should be explosive.
Tommy Martin underneath the kickoff, just tips it inside to Apollo Perolini, and Perolini drives the ball forward midway inside his own half, plays the ball to Cunningham, he finds Martin wide to Long, and Saints attacking out wide immediately with their captain Chris Joint. Sean Hoppy now from dummy half.
Obviously they've shown their intent, Ian Millwood the coach. You can see there that they want to get the ball out wide. They do not want to mix it just down the middle.
That's what Cunningham's doing at the moment, though, over the halfway line. Just over half a minute gone. Sean Long at dummy half finds Chris Joint, and Joint attacking them down the left-hand side. That's the last tackle, this first set of 6 for St Helens. Here's the first kick from Tommy Martin, a high hanging kick. Cummins is underneath it, claims it cleanly, and launches the counter-attack, but good tackling there by Kevin Iro.
Plenty of height to that, but it was diffused very good indeed by Cummins. Put himself in a good position. Dean Lance under a lot of pressure.
Well, we say that, Steve-O, and people like us pile the pressure on coaches who lose 3 in a row in the Super League. But he is at Murrayfield, they're in the Challenge Cup final. That's half of a mission accomplished, but they want Old Trafford.
They certainly do. They were disappointed 2 years ago, losing finalists then, and they know that this crowd really wants success, and they've got to give it to them there.
Drop the ball, though. Darren Fleary dropped the ball under pressure here.
Bad mistake there by the prop forward, Fleary, especially in your own quarter. It's good defence, though, by St Helens. That was a forced error.
Well, the champions unbeaten under the new coach. Sculthorpe got the ball away to Sean Long, who has had a pretty fierce haircut, the scrum half. This is Anthony Sullivan, cut down by Fleary, who made the initial mistake. Cunningham to Martin, Martin to Tuilangi. Tuilangi drives it forward, nearly taking Kevin Sinfield off his feet.
Good low tackle yet again by the skipper, Darryl Powell.
Now here's Kevin Iro. Once upon a time, of course, he was with Leeds, and he once upon a time was the New Zealand Player of the Year. That was in 1988. This is Tommy Martin, not the best pass, but Long has turned it into a great pass. He's got away from Danny Ward. Cummins is there, and Cummins, with a bit of help from Darryl Powell, haul him down 10 metres short of the line. Cunningham to Martin, he'll stab it through, looking for Joint. Chev Walker's there, he carries that ball over the dead ball line. That'll be a goal line dropout for Leeds.
Beautiful little time kick there, but good work there by Chev Walker, the youngster. He read it well, anticipated the kick, but more pressure. Well, that's the second occasion that St Helens have gone through their sets of 6. That'll be pleasing for their coach Ian Millwood.
Massive opportunity though for Chev Walker. Talking to Ian Millwood yesterday when he announced his side, he said some of these youngsters can really put pressure on the old heads. Perolini with a good run, spun to the ground in the end by Barnhill. Cunningham, now it's with Julian O'Neill. Barging, driving run, Powell's on his ground, and with help from Jackson, O'Neill was pulled down. Cunnington will go down the short side, finding Joint. Great tackle. Super tackle.
What a hit there.
Martin, Long to Long, on to Sculthorpe. Sculthorpe round the corner, but only into the arms of Senior.
Well, he threw it to anybody there. Really was a bad mistake. He thought they were getting good support. Sean Long really had stopped. Anticipated that he was going to stop and play the ball quickly, but he offloaded.
Danny Ward came into the match last week as a substitute, on from the start. Another of the bright youngsters here. Fleary now driving it in, met by Cunningham and sternly also by O'Neill.
Well, Leeds will be pleased with the way that their defence stuck to it. Not even a half break came of it. That's a bit too long. It's on the line. Straight back. Just a fraction too long. Disappointment etched on the face there of Ryan Sheridan.
Good decision from the touch judge. Bang on the whitewash. That means the ball is out.
Well, how long can the Rhinos absorb this pressure? It's been all Saints so far in the opening 4.5 minutes.
Long feeds the scrum, gets it away to Tommy Martin. Wide again it goes to Hoppy. Hoppy taking on Blackmore, came inside him. Cummins was waiting. Here now is young Paul Wellens. Last time we saw him on Sky Sports, grabbed 2 tries up at the Boulevard against Hull. Set the platform really for Ian Millwood's first victory. Perolini, back it goes to Long. That's good hit and spin from Perolini. Martin now almost away from 2, but Powell stuck to him like glue.
No second phase though in attack from Saints. They've got to be sporting the man.
Wellens once more gets to within 3 metres and nearly over. Almost crawled over the line then. Long stabs the kick through, looking for Martin. Now then, a big decision here. Was he onside? Stuart Cummings will hand it on to the video referee. If Tommy Martin was behind the kicker, this is a try under the sticks.
Well, we'll see on the high shot. Everything's fine.
He's a mile on.
At least a metre. What a wonderful kick through. The half-back combination, we said before the game started, if they get off to a good start, Leeds could be in for a pretty torrid night.
Tommy Martin.
It'll be TRY, no doubt about it.
Try is given to Tommy Martin, who got an absolutely bizarre try last week against Wakefield when he latched onto a wayward kick from Sean Long, a penalty, and grabbed it and touched down. He was onside then, he's onside tonight.
It's all about applying that pressure, and that's what they've done of Saints. The third set completed under the sixth. The kick was superb. Watch it bounce up here nicely. It's a planned move. Excellent finish. What a start for the Saints.
Well, very much back in favour under Ian Millwood. Tommy Martin with the first try here tonight, and Sean Long from bang in front of the sticks, and Long does not miss those. Well, he has had a visit to the barber shop, but it hasn't done anything at all to lessen his skills as a kicker.
There you see Martin circle, and what's the fullback? Really should have spread a little bit further. It was seen very well by Sean Long. Combination, two halfbacks. What a start, what a shiner.
Great start for St Helens, 6.5 minutes gone. Ian Millwood, their coach, will be well pleased with that. They lead here at Headingley by 6 points to 0. Cunningham's underneath the kickoff. Here comes Perolini.
Well, I said it, how long could the Rhinos?
Offloads again, does Perolini as he went down in the tackle. Cunningham, he's spinning away from the would-be tacklers.
Showing their power, aren't they? But as I mentioned, Eddie, the fact that Leeds, how long were they going to hang on? Because they really were put on the rack there. St Helens have controlled this match throughout.
Here's Wellens now, and this is the way it looks in all meetings between these two since 1973. Saints marginally ahead, but look at the record here at Headingley. Just 9 victories for St Helens since 73. But here's a chance, great chance for St Hilaire. Long is after him, Long gets to him.
It was Long that made the mistake. He was desperate to get back there. Leeds on now. Surely they've got to score. Well, St Helens are struggling back to get into the line of defence. Offside against St Helens. They were struggling to get their defensive line set. They crept up too quickly, and Stuart Cummings waited to see whether anything developed. For Leeds, it didn't, so he blew the whistle. Half-back Sean Long through two dummies, and then just dropped the ball. Two players came back on the inside. And there's little doubt in the mind of the official, Stuart Cummings. Every single player in front of him made no attempt to get back.
Well, Sean Long, a little shake of the head. He knows he's made the mistake. And he created the opening try for St Helens, but now maybe he has gifted Francis Cummins and Leeds with 2 points. Cummins last week was the 4th goal kicker used by Leeds when Iestyn Harris had all his problems with the knee and with his eye. And now tonight, on his 50th consecutive appearance, Francis Cummins with the opportunity to get 2, and he does.
That'll settle the ship somewhat. Hardly had the football, come away with the 2 points. A 4-point lead now for the Saints outfit, but this is the little dummy that he threw. They got it right with the 2 angle runners back on the inside, but he just lost control of it. St Hilaire was away. And it was good work by Sean Long to get back. Desperation tackle.
Tommy Martin with the kick-off. Underneath it is Marcus St Hilaire. Tuilangi's after it. Oh, and Marcus St Hilaire nearly dropped that. Under pressure from Tuilangi. Andy Hay now for Leeds.
Well, this was a night that Leeds have to stand up and be counted. One of their stars out through suspension, of course. Harris still having a problem with the injured leg.
An injury he picked up, ironically, against St Helens in that cup tie in February, and he's not been right since. Maybe they are keeping him in cotton wool for Murrayfield in 3 weeks' time. Ryan Sheridan, David Barnhill.
Good hit.
Great tackle from Julian O'Neill.
Back on the inside. Wasn't a high tackle, got him on the chest.
Powell has lost that. St Helens have got it back. Brilliant ball from joint to Hoppy.
Hoppy did well there. He knew that there was no support. So rather than risk going towards the touchline, he cut back on the inside.
Cunningham on to Sculthorpe. Sculthorpe through the dummy. Andy Hay would not be fooled. Stuck to him like glue. Tuilangi's waiting at the dummy half. There he is. And Tuilangi taking them on himself. 10 metres short of the line, St Helens. We've had 10.5 minutes. Cunningham back to Perolini. Perolini driving it in towards the sticks. They're anxious to offload this ball and keep it alive. They do so again. He is Long. Long scooted in. Try for Sean Long. The referee hangs up in the air.
He wants to see if there's any obstruction there.
It's the video referee decision. Was it an obstruction? Sean Long looks to the big screen and wonders, as we all do.
No, that's okay. He just cut straight through.
Oh, man in back play.
Yeah, Perolini grabbed hold of Barnhill. This will be no try. Certainly was an obstruction, but it was quite clear that the big fella, Apollo Perolini, this is the run that got them there. Good offload, though, by the prop forward. They did so well. O'Neill back on the inside. This is okay, and so is that. But to the back there, Barnhill was definitely obstructed. He was held back. Perolini, you'll see here, just grabs him now. And that is the reason why it'll be N-O-T-R-Y. Surely they can't give this one.
Well, Sean Long looks anxious, and I think we all know the reason why. Perolini, with the pull at the shirt of Barnhill, has surely guaranteed this will be no try. And no try it is. Penalty kick to the defence. Sean Long ghosted through the defence, but Perolini was hauling Barnhill back. Dean Lance will breathe a sigh of relief.
Certainly will, and that is one of the great reasons why they go to the video ref these days. In the olden days, that would have been given. No one perhaps would have seen it.
Well, full marks to Stuart Cummings. He was certainly on the spot and he wanted it checking out.
Well, justice has been done. Oh, Sinfield nearly lost that. Leeds having a bit of a problem with keeping hold of this football.
Here's Barnhill, met head-on by Cunningham, and that time by Perolini it was legal. Sheridan inside his own 40-metre line, but not the best kick, so Wellens will collect it on the fly. Loses a few yards. Jackson comes in with a good flying tackle.
Good kick and chase on that occasion.
Here's Sullivan. Anthony Sullivan, the Welsh international, has yet to score this year. Will this be his night? Chris Smith now, away from Jackson twice. Couldn't get away from Powell. Powell having a big defensive say in the way Leeds are playing at the moment. O'Neill up the middle. For the champions.
Exciting play by St Helens. They are really mixing and matching it. They're swinging it out wide, bringing on the angles. But that's great defence. Good work by Senior.
Senior all round him. Sinfield there to add a little bit of weight as well. Tuilangi to Long. Long with the kick. Left-footed. Difficult for Cummings, but it bounces kindly for him in the end. And Francis Cummings, playing at full-back, launches another attack. Good tackle by Chris Smith.
Great chase, though.
St Hilaire. A run across the face of play, collared by Joint. Jackson, Sheridan, Blackmore waits and gets. Blackmore waits and gets tackled. Jackson, Danny Ward now.
Some of this St Helens tackling, very good indeed. They're making sure that the ball carrier is turned over onto his back. That allows them the chance to make sure that their one line of defence is set up.
Last tackle, and Sheridan dinks it over the top. Wellens, growing in stature as a fullback in Super League, sweeps up, but a good chase, led by Sheridan and by Sinfield.
Such a talent, this youngster. Real utility player. Fitted him well to the full-back position. Certainly hasn't let anyone down.
Sullivan was slammed to the floor, but he got up, played the ball quickly. This is Sean Hoppy now. Tackled by Chev Walker. Tommy Martin was the dummy half. Chris Joint Good defence now on show from Leeds. Cunningham ducks away from two, gives it then to Long, he gives it width to Sculthorpe, back it comes via Tuilangi, but Sinfield does well, but Tuilangi got the ball away to Long, Long is away, Long around Cummins, but he went the wrong way. Iro on this side was wide open. Martin, last tackle, drifts the kick through the defence, Walker is after it.
Good position yet again from Chev Walker. But excellent play by St Helens. Sean Long all over the place. Look at the pass here from Tuilangi. Absolutely outstanding play.
The only thing Sean Long did then was go left, because Iro was down on his right-hand side and the line was gaping 30 metres away.
Pretty hard to make a decision when you're running at full speed.
Absolutely. It's easy from up here, isn't it? But St Helens have started this match well. But here goes Jackson on the counter-attack. Hauled down by Sculthorpe. Sinclair. Sheridan.
Oh, it's a bad pass again.
Dodgy pass. Sinfield did well. Last tackle. Good defence again from St Helens. Leeds only 30 metres from their own line. Powell with the kick to relieve the pressure. And it finds touch over on the far side. Well, he'll feel like King Canute, will Darryl Powell. St Helens just keep on coming.
You can see how the defence put him under a lot of pressure. Got the nice kick, though, to the right. Perhaps wanting a little bit more depth than that. Disappointed with it. He knows. He's an experienced player. He realises that St Helens are bossing this.
And you can see that.
Look at that, 82.
That's in the opposition half. They've had 82% of the play in the Leeds half.
Well, to be fair,
overwhelming advantage, but it's not shown on the scoreboard yet. Perolini has taken a bang in the eye.
Stray finger obviously found its way in there.
And Vila Matautia comes on, return from suspension.
Well, Leeds will be happy with that particular stat, that they're only 4 points adrift. It's been a Herculean effort from their defence. That looked a bit shaped forward.
Tuilangi, it's obviously a ploy of Ian Millwood this, to offload the ball if you can in the tackle.
Well, it's certainly broken down the Leeds defence several times. With full credit to the Rhinos, they have got back quickly. Their scrambling defence is good.
Sean Long applies the brakes, comes this way and finds Matautia. Matautia breaks through. Not the quickest, Iro might be. Iro gets away from Danny Ward, running round in circles. And eventually has to take the tackle from three, but scrambling Leeds Rhinos defence. Cunningham down the short side. A tester for Sinfield, gets the ball away again. Long picks it up brilliantly, out the back door to Martin. Martin, oh, terrible pass. Sculthorpe just drops on it. Jackson was after it and hunting the mistake.
Far too fancy there. Settle things down a little bit.
Offside Leeds.
Wellens wanted to get on with it.
They moved off the marker to play the ball. They have to stand square, the markers.
Well, surely they'll take the 2 points on offer. Leeds will be quite happy with the fact that, you can see there, Jackson certainly went off the mark a bit too early. That's the major reason why Stuart Cummings given the opportunity to Sean Long to add 2 extra points.
Lee Jackson tonight playing his 300th career appearance in the British game, but it's only his 9th start in 45 appearances for the Leeds Rhinos. A remarkable stat. Player of that quality has come off the bench so many times and stamped his mark on the game. Tonight he has the opportunity to do it from the start, but this is a chance for St Helens. And Sean Long with the kick. Doesn't miss those. Deadly kicker, Sean Long. Had Iestyn Harris been on the park as well tonight, we would be seeing 2 of the best with the boot in Super League. As it is, we've got Sean Long here and Iestyn Harris out with the knee injury. Now then, we're watching this tonight. It's the start of a big weekend for Rugby League on Sky Sports. 2 Aussie matches for you. The first in the morning, 9 AM on Sky Sports 1 for Canterbury against Auckland. And then we switch channels to Sky Sports 3 for Canberra against Cronulla on Sunday morning at 9. Keeping you right up to date with the Aussie and British scene. And then it's Bradford Castleford also over on Sky Sports 3 Sunday night at 6:30. We see how the Bulls will cope with the Tigers, or should that be how the Tigers will cope with the Bulls? Talking about Tigers and Bulls, how about that for a tigerish tackle and a bullocking run from Tuilangi. Big hit by Fleary on O'Neill.
He's certainly putting them in now. Some big hits out there.
Scuffle. No gap though, closed quickly by Hay and Sinfield.
This is tremendous play though by the St. Helens.
Off the outside of the boot from Long, it's gone almost straight up in the air. Walker was the man who clutched it from the air to his chest. Leeds back in possession.
Well, Leeds are desperate to try to get down into the St. Helens half. They had one real opportunity and came away with 2 points on it. Oh, another big hit there. Barnhill would have felt that. Cunningham really got his shoulder into it.
Here's Powell.
What a great tackle again.
Flying tackle. Tuilangi on the halfway line. Cummins to Sheridan. Sheridan just delayed the pass. Yeah. This is Jackson. Jackson to Hay. Hay with the chip over the top.
Not a bad one either. Not noted for his kicking qualities. Big second rower, Andy Hay. Well, the kick and chase from both sides has been excellent. This really is a barnstorming game, isn't it?
It certainly is. This is Sullivan. Well, we've seen that St. Helens had to make a change, a blood bin change with Apollo Perolini off the field. Let's get some news of his condition. Here's Bill.
Apollo Perolini is in the Saints dressing room at the moment, having treatment to a nasty eye injury. He's got a stray elbow, point of somebody's elbow right in the eye, and blood there, and the Saints doctor has gone with him. Meanwhile, Leeds have taken off Darren Fleary and brought on Anthony Farrell.
Cummins has the ball in his hands, gets to the 20-metre line.
Again, we saw a great example of the kick and chase, how important it is. And that's the reason why Leeds have been penned back in their own half.
Farrell on for Darren Fleary to the 40-metre line. Jackson. Powell, up the middle he goes, Darryl Powell. Had a wow of a game against Halifax last week. Looks like he's on top of his game again tonight. Jackson. So close. Barnhill nearly through, but Joint wrestles him to the ground. Last tackle. Leeds fans wanting the penalty for interference as Barnhill tried to get to his feet, non-forthcoming. So Sheridan slides the kick over the top, but Wellens read the script again. He's got a very old head on young shoulders, Paul Wellens.
That was a poor kick though by Ryan Sheridan. They really have to improve on that. Smith's away.
He is, but not for long. Powell inevitably with the tackle.
Well, you've got to give this Rhinos outfit the full credit. They are getting back in numbers, but how long can they last?
Matauti with another strong drive.
Oh, great play by Cunningham. He's in top form tonight.
He's looking round and there's no support on this right-hand side for him.
That's the third or fourth time that Saints have had the opportunity, and if someone had been in support, they've had more points on the board. Oh, bad pass from Sculthorpe. He got back though, cleaned it up.
And the referee wipes the tackle count down because it was Senior's hand on it. The supporters in the South Stand don't like it, but Stuart Cummings spotted Keith Senior just having a touch on the football. That's why St. Helens are still in possession with Long.
Well, they can't afford to just keep this guy running across the face of defence. If he picks up any runner coming on the angle, Leeds are going to be crucified.
Cunningham. From Iro to Smith. Great tackle from Senior. That's a try-saver from Keith Senior.
Is it ever? Good work from the centre, Kevin Iro. Look at that hit there. Sheer power.
Well, he
Keith
got his
Senior.
first try for Leeds at Halifax last Friday. But that was defence supreme from the big, tall, rangy centre.
He must be taking it out of them though, Eddie. He really had the backs to the wall, Leeds, and still only 6 points adrift.
Now Senior in attack. Almost got the pass away to Blackmore. Chance for a counter. Sullivan back inside. Powell did enough to hold him up, and the tackle came in from Francis Cummings. Joint Matautia saw four men, decided to drill a hole right through the middle of them. St Helens within 5 metres. Cunningham, joint to Hoppy, great tackle. Chev Walker.
He went backwards, he lost it.
Now knock-on is given.
Well, how on earth he's got a knock-on out of that? That has confused me.
But credit Chev Walker for a big hit on the New Zealander.
Well, was it going forward, perhaps? Big call, big tackle. Walker, the youngster, not the best pass from senior. Nothing that Richie Blackmore could do about that. But St Helens, they are so hot. They're keeping this ball alive.
Well, they're hot, but they're only 8-2 up on the scoreboard. And while that will be a worry for Leeds that they're behind, I would think it's a worry for Saints as well. All this possession and no points.
Yeah, but the big question you've got to look at is the fact that Leeds are having to come back, work so hard. Now that's play on.
Now stolen, two-man tackle. Stuart Cummings blows the whistle. Penalty to Leeds. This will relieve a bit of the pressure.
Well then, well, I'm not so sure. Oh yes. O'Neill came up with a football. Perhaps it'd be better suited to just let it drop to the ground.
Third Leeds penalty. St Helens have had one.
Trying to get to the point, Eddie, is the fact that with Leeds having to do all this tackling, it takes it out of you. Late in the game, they really could suffer.
Jackson, up the middle. Good tackling by Cunningham. And a bit of a blow for Leeds. Darryl Powell's off with a cut head. Dean Lawford's on for him. They have the football. Powell's in the blood bin. He's going for running repairs on the side. And another penalty to Leeds. St Helens messing around, not allowing the grounded player to get to his feet. Penalty 40 metres away.
For the first 20 minutes they got away with it. I mentioned earlier that they were trying to turn the ball carrier onto his back. Not going to get away with it on that occasion though. Well spotted by Stuart Cummings.
Well, my mistake. I thought that Darryl Powell was cut as he made his way to the sideline, but you can see there that he obviously isn't, and so it's not a blood bin change. It's a tactical switch by Dean Lance. I misread that completely.
Well, for all the work Darryl Powell has produced in the first 25 minutes, that does surprise me.
Well, that's why I said it was a blow. I couldn't believe he was being taken off for tactics. However, Dean Lance earns his corn as a coach, and you and I, Steve, will just talk about the game up here.
My word, but a big mistake there by Leeds, failing to get the penalty in the touch, allowed St Helens it. But this guy's cutting them to ribbons.
Cunningham's having a massive game. Dean Lance is watching anxiously. There's nothing wrong with Darryl Powell. He's not cut, but apparently he's not too impressed with being asked to sit out for the next few minutes. Didn't want to leave the field.
Well, Leeds really have to try and consolidate now. Make sure that they get through their sets of 6 and try to get into the swing of this game.
Ryan Sheridan. Tight defence from St Helens. He was almost through, but Joint shut the door in his face. Jackson, the dummy half. Here's Dean Lawford. Now it's Andy Hay. Good hands. Jackson. More good hands. Sheridan. Here's Farrell.
That'll build their confidence.
Right on the halfway line with Lee Jackson. Sheridan. Good ball to Sinfield. Sinfield's through. Up against Wellens. Great support from Barnhill. Barnhill. Wonderful try. They've weathered the storm, have the Leeds Rhinos. And Kevin Sinfield pushed the hole down the middle, and Barnhill was there. And Barnhill overnets to the post, and immediately Dean Lance makes his way to the touchline. Terrific try from Barnhill, created by a brilliant youngster called Sinfield.
He's in top form, Sinfield there. It was a poor attempted tackle. Tommy Martin will not want to look at that so often, but good support play. Barnhill on hand. And you can see the look of disgust on Tommy Martin. He knows that he should have got that man. But he's in fine form, is this young loose forward. What a great offload. We mentioned the times and the half breaks that Saints have already made, but no support. Leeds made only 2 breaks throughout this game, but they've made this one count. What an offload. What great support. Perellini tried in vain. The Rhinos have come back in the best possible fashion.
Well, David Barnhill went 58 games without a try for the Roosters in Australia, and for Leeds he's got 3 now in 8 games. Such is the difference on both sides of the world. Francis Cummins waits to take this conversion. So Cummins already successful with 1 kick, and from bang in front, Leeds will not be missing Iestyn Harris. The scores are level. It's 8 points apiece.
Well, the St Helens coach Ian Millwood must be bemused over this, but Tommy Martin, he held back. His poor body position by Martin to let him through, but the offload was superb. He really is a sensational young fella, Kevin Sinfield. What a player.
And what a player he is, David Barnhill.
Well, he certainly worked hard, and that's surely taking a little bit of relief. Well, it's all locked up.
Oh, and that's out in the fall. Tommy Martin missed the tackle, now hopes the ball dead from the kickoff. Penalty on halfway to Leeds. Is the tide suddenly flowing the Rhinos' way?
Well, he's losing the plot completely.
What a kick.
You could see that...
hit row B.
You remember, of course, at St Helens in the Challenge Cup here at Headingley. They were in full control at half-time. I think it was 10-2, and Leeds came back. And they've done it again.
They had a 10-point lead at half-time, you're right. And they looked dead and buried, didn't they, the Rhinos? But they came back and they won the match. Are we seeing history repeating itself? This is a bright talent, Kevin Sinfield. Impressive performances against Hull and Halifax. This is his best run in the first team, and he'll be very difficult to dislodge. Danny Ward feels the weight of Perolini, Tuilangi and Matautia, and he's groggy, and no wonder. High kick, here's a tester. Wellens claims it brilliantly. Another outstanding youngster.
Good refereeing there as well by Stuart Cummins. He shouted to quite a few of the Leeds players who were in front of the kicker that they were offside.
Sean Hoppy. It's lush at Headingley, but not that lush. Lost the momentum. Can they regain it now with Perolini? Good tackling by Sinfield and Hay. Danny Ward has had running repairs, getting back into the defensive line. This is Long. Big hit on Sean Long. Last one. Martin under pressure from Barnhill. I think he went for the 40-20. As it is, he's going to skip away and go dead in goal.
Well, he's certainly got a good bit of weight behind that one.
Well, I don't know whether there's any wind blowing all of a sudden at Headingley, but Tommy Martin has certainly got his sights not set for some reason.
Well, I think he's still troubled over the fact that he knows it was a poor attempted tackle on Sinfield that allowed Leeds in for their first try, and who would have thought it with St Helens with all the possession in this first half, territorially as well, and here they are all locked up together. It might be playing on their mind a little bit now.
Well, they've had so much of the football, and as I made the point to you earlier on in the half, they've done very little with it. Lawford now, what a great run from him. Slapped to the ground by Iro. Jackson, Sheridan, they're attacking down the left-hand side. Tackled by Sculthorpe. Andy Hay, Leeds want to get on with it quickly, they're allowed to. Sinfield, onto Barnhill, the try scorer. Wide to Richie Blackmore. Ooh, they nearly stood off him. Hoppy almost fatally. Last one. Lawford will stab the kick over the top. Jackson. Oh, Wellens is in a right pickle. Jackson looked as though he was taken out in back play. I was watching that as Wellens maybe also was watching it. And then he lost the plot. As someone once said.
Certainly lost the ball in the end. Lawford's break. Tremendous stuff. Not many push away Paul Sculthorpe when it comes to the tackle. And the little Lawford, he was away. Well, we said that Leeds would have to be building and gaining in confidence, and yes, they certainly have done that. It's animated now, does Dean Lance. Not frightened to say a few choice words to his players, but he must be happy.
Well, he was, as Perolini goes off, he was, and he has been delighted with the effort that his team have put in from the very first training session he took, and he just feels that they haven't had the rub of the green when it has counted, particularly in the Super League.
Well, he'll pinpoint the fact that for a period of about 20 minutes, it was their wonderful scrambling defence that saved the day.
And here come Leeds again, this time in attack. Farrell has hit the hole! Farrell's got Cummins! Cummins! Oh, I don't think that's going to be given.
Forward pass.
The touch judge has stood his ground. Stuart Cummins hasn't given it yet. Was that last pass forward to Francis Cummins?
Well, I'd say it was. Yes, by about a yard.
And the touch judge has told the referee so. No try.
No doubt about it. Cummings half a metre in front. That to lean forward too. Well,
but the alarm bell, Steve-O, must be ringing for St Helens, and for Leeds it's getting better and better this match.
Good break by Farrell. Good support by the fullback Cummings, but just held on to the pass a little bit too late. What a relief for the Saints side.
Wellens.
I must say, Eddie, I've criticised the officials so many times. On that occasion, you've got to take your hat off to them. Oh, what on earth is happening to this St Helens side?
Oh, that ball went backwards, says Stuart Cummings now.
I think he got it right. But the way that the touch judge and the man in the middle, oh, he's offloaded. They've got away with it again.
They have. Well, we praised them earlier for this tactic.
Well, they did go back, that is for sure.
Look at the way they're pinging this ball around St Helens. Long, Barnhill was after it. Now Lawford's collared him. Barnhill comes back for a second snap.
Well, this game's got everything.
Tommy Martin looks for a 40-20. The ball just took a little kick this way, and Cummins can pick it up for Leeds. Martin leads the chase. Martin gets the tackle in. Ian Millwood, welcome to the Super League. This is a pressure cooker at Headingley. Young Stankovic in with his first tackle on Keith Senior. Marcus St Hilaire. You have to give Leeds a lot of credit though, Steve-O. We saw a stat earlier, 82% of the football in their half belonged to St Helens, but my, how they've turned it round in the last 15 minutes or so.
Well, they were on their feet, weren't they? We've already mentioned the fact that their scrambling defence was quite superb.
It's coming back a bit,
yep.
Yeah. Lawford now. Just inside the 40, he's gone for the 40-20. Wellens allows it to bounce. Now then, what can he launch from full back? Andy Hay is after him after Wellens evaded the challenge of Danny Ward.
Another rather amazing stat is that Leeds throughout all of last year's Super League only had one 40-20.
With a player like Harris normally out there, that is amazing. Brian Hanari. Oh! Kevin Iro didn't look.
Well, it's okay to keep this ball alive, but you've got to respect possession. May look pretty, and we've been praising their ability to keep it alive, but trying to get the ball away without even looking. It's the second occasion that Iro has given his winger, Chris Smith, no opportunity whatsoever.
Well, talking of opportunities, here's one for Leeds now with just less than 3 minutes to half-time. Lawford to Senior. Good barnstorming run from the big fella again. Jackson off the ground to Sheridan. Leeds looking busy. Lawford. Blackmore. Beautiful dummy. Martin. Good tackle.
Had to be as well.
Jackson.
Quick play the ball. They've caught them on the hoof.
Stab towards the in goal. Wellens is there. Walker gets it. Now then, touch judge is on. Touch judge and referee will talk.
Well, what a fight back. Well, this Leeds outfit.
Helens got back and cleared up the danger. Leeds have the penalty. Someone again pulling a Leeds player back off the ball. Well, it cost them a try earlier, Saints. They haven't learned the lesson.
Tommy Martin. Well, it made the half tackle. He tried to pull away from it in the end.
They've not gone for the 2. They fancy 4 and maybe 6 on the bell of half-time. Farrell! Penalty count is mounting against St Helens. 6 to Leeds, 1 to the Saints. Danny Ward bounces into the chest of Brian Henare. Lee Jackson. Lawford gets away.
They're falling off the tackles, the Saints.
Cunningham missed him. Those two didn't. They're bang in front of the posts. Here's Sheridan. Finds Hay. Oh,
what a tackle.
Stankovic with the tackle on Andy Hay. Jackson again. This Leeds attack is relentless. Sheridan just hauled back. That's how close Leeds are on the last tackle. This set of 6. The last chance in this first half for Leeds. Maybe it isn't. That could be a try. Barnhill thinks he's got another. Barnhill got to it first. They'll be checking offside. They'll be checking the grounding. Barnhill thinks he's got his second.
I think you're right.
And looking at that, you can't deny him. But what about the offside?
Now then, he has to have downward pressure and full control. I think Martin may have just got the boot to it. He'll have to take it frame by frame. Watch the right hand. No, I think it's an NOTRY, but it's so close. The boot of Martin doesn't get there before the hand. That'll be no try. He had no control. The wonder of television will be helping the video referee, and you'll see that the boot gets there first. No doubt that Barnhill touches the ball, but not enough for him to claim that he had sufficient pressure down. Surely it's a no try, but it's a near thing.
Well, they don't even have to, on the evidence of that picture, they don't even have to check whether he was onside or not. The video ref's made his decision, and no try it is, but a goal line dropout because it was Tommy Martin who got the boot to the ball. Barnhill denied his second try. Rightly so. It's 8-all.
Big grin on his face. He would have felt, of course, that the ball just brushing past the fingertips. We thought maybe that would just kid the video referee. They didn't. They've got it right.
Well, this is the last chance for Leeds in this first half. Sinfield. Ooh, that was high from Stankovic.
Surely they'll take the 2 on offer now. It's Buff. Well, I keep saying it. Some of these tackles. Now, don't think, are we going to get another report? Yes, it looks like we are. That was a high shot from Stankovic, and he knows it.
John Stankovic substituting all 3 in the Super League. The tackle has been placed on report by referee Stuart Cummings, and Leeds have the penalty. The old disciplinary committee has been a little busy lately.
Yes, a little bit busier than hand in pocket for red cardo. If you get my drift.
Well, this time they know the time is running out, and this kick from Francis Cummings as Dean Lance comes down to wait for his players as they leave the field. Cummings with a big boot, but he's pushed it the wrong side, and it's still in play, what's more, and Chris Smith will run it back. Blackmore gets to him, tackle's completed. Smith didn't like it, threw the ball at Blackmore, missed with that as well. Barnhill's try has certainly spurred Leeds on. They were 8-2 down, Martin and Long. Then Barnhill with the try, and it was a purple patch for Leeds towards the half-time break. They were denied another by the video referee, but Kevin Sinfield's run created the opportunity for David Barnhill, and the big Aussie took it gleefully for Leeds. 8-all.
step away from Twickenham.
The desire.
This is unbelievable.
The determination.
This is what it's all about.
The drive.
And bursting for the line.
The destiny.
Oh, yes!
The doubleheader semi-finals of the Tetley's Bitted Cup. Ford Rugby Union Saturday at 2, live on Sky Sports 2.
Did you get them, Mr. B?
So I did, Mr. A, but it wasn't easy. That's his new onboard bar. Quite impressive, I'm afraid. So you can sit there, get a drink, chill out. They've made more space, more than double the number of seats. I mean, how could he afford to do this?
Obviously, they're nuts.
Right. There's cashew nuts, pistachio nuts, and oh yeah, bar snacks. Olives, green and black. Those little pretzel-y things.
It was a big bang that started everything. Not a small bang or a medium-sized bang. Apparently only a big one would do. Since then, good old-fashioned bigness has been doing very nicely. Let's face it, it's not a small, narrow world. It's a big, wide one. After all, no bride ever lost sleep because she was worried about her small day. And no businessman has ever stood up and announced, "Gentlemen, I've seen the little picture." I don't think so, do you? And if someone is watching us, you can be pretty sure it won't be little brother. And while it's true that big can be scary, big never is when it's on your side. Good boy.
The mobile phone is changing. With BT Cellnet's Genie Internet, you can access information from a range of websites through your mobile. So now you can find out whatever you want, whenever you want. Surf the net. Surf the BT Cellnet.
You can afford to choose Rover with confidence. All new Rover 25, 45 and 75 models now come with a 3-year or 60,000 miles warranty and 3 years free servicing. We are now also offering a range of finance packages including 0% finance and up to £2,000 cashback. To find out more about these great British cars, see your Rover dealer or call 0345 186 186 now.
More live World Championship boxing coming up for you this weekend. Johnny Nelson defends his WBO cruiserweight title against Pietro Orino. That's tomorrow night from 8:30 live only on Sky Sports 1. Right now we're at half-time in this Super League battle between the Leeds Rhinos and the Saints. It's 8 points apiece. Try and 2 goals each. And this is the scene inside the Leeds dressing room, and after that statistic earlier on in the first half where they were weathering the storm in their own half, they must be delighted with the half-time situation of 8-all. But across the way in the Saints dressing room, I wonder what Ian Millwood is saying to his charges now, because they had so many opportunities early on and yet they tended to put the ball down, didn't they? Ian Millwood is delivering the words of wisdom at half-time. It's something that on a Friday night, whenever the Blue Sox are playing, Gary Mercer and his team do, although Gary, you, at this stage, I suppose you're trying to get your second breath to deliver the half-time team talk, because you're only the player coach in Super League, aren't you?
Very much so. It's a great game.
It is a great game. What would you be saying to the Leeds players now? You've weathered it? You can go out and win it second half?
Very much so, Eddie. They definitely weathered the storm. Saints were all over in the first 20. But Saints weren't going forward. They're looking to the big centres to bust out wide and Sean Long to cut them up the middle. I think Kieran Cunningham has been the star man for Saints. Leeds got on top of him, slowed him, calmed him down a bit, but then Leeds went forward. As soon as they went forward, built that platform, they got results. And you know, to be honest, Anthony Farrell should have fed Francis Cummings. Franny was under the sticks, and you know, I hope they don't rule that at the end of the night.
Yeah, it was a forward pass that was ruled on by the referee. He can't go to the video ref for decisions like that. But early on, St Helens, they were in the tackle, they were hitting and they were spinning. But towards the end of the first half, they were hitting and spinning, but throwing the ball out into the sidelines, weren't they? Nobody there.
Yeah, Saints are a side that if they're allowed to play football, they'll score points. Now, Leeds started to close them down at about the 30th minute, and they come up with you know, a good Barnell try. You know, good work from Sheridan coming across, hitting on a flat ball, and that's all they had to do. And you know, my money's still on Leeds. I think, you know, they've really weathered the storm, and they're going to come out just as strong in the second half.
Well, 20 minutes of the match, it was all St Helens. Second 20 minutes, Steve-O, it was all Leeds. A half of two halves.
It certainly was, and full credit, we mentioned during the commentary in the first half that Leeds really did get into it. I mean, their scrambling defence was quite superb. St Helens, well, their fast-flowing football in that opening 20, they really should have scored at least 4 tries. That's how good the Leeds defence was. This was a perfect kick, wasn't it, from Long. Tommy Martin just bounced it superb. And it looked at that point that they were going to run riot. And maybe it could have been, because Long throws the dummy, goes, spins back, but keep your eye onto the right-hand side there of the screen, and you'll see Perellini holding Barnhill back, and that's the reason, and correctly so, that the long try was disallowed. Well, the first opportunity, and it was a good move from the loose forward Sinfield, who made the break. What an offload there. Now, this was one thing that Leeds did do when they had the opportunities. Not many to be granted in that first 40, but Barnhill supported superbly. And this one back on, look at Farrell. And Cummings, and he just delays it a little bit too much. Good work from the touch judge. He certainly went to the official and made sure. And this was sheer frustration. So close. Barnhill gets a touch, but not sufficient. No control on that, and Tommy Martin, he saved the day. Bit of an indifferent show from Tommy Martin in the first 40 minutes, but this was a high one on Sinfield. And really, again, the referee, perhaps unsighted, that's the reason why he brought on the touch judges, put it on report, high tackles still continue on. It really is a matter of whether Leeds can continue, and I think that you'd have to say, guys, that they started to look a little bit stronger. And I think it's been a great move by Dean Lance in bringing Lawford on.
Yes, it turned around a bit, didn't it? But we've talked about the Farrells, the Barnhills, the experienced heads. There are 4 teenagers in this Leeds side, Gary, and one of them, Kevin Sinfield, well, he looks like a veteran. He's only 19.
Yes, he's going to go a long way in the game, as Kevin, and he had a big game against us last Friday night. So, you know, but, you know, even the Chev Walker on the wing, he come in there in the first half and made a cracking tackle to stop a try being scored. But I think Dean Lawford, you know, I was a bit wary about, you know, taking Darryl Powell off, you know, the experience he's got within the side. But his replacement with something like Dean Lawford, that to me is a fabulous player. He's just not getting the chance here. He's the type of player I'd be looking at. You know, he's got all the qualities, but he hasn't had this chance. And he's come on here, and he's gone forward. He's got the forwards running off him, and I think just watch Dean Lawford.
So will Dean Lawford hold the key to a Leeds victory in the second half? It's 8-all here at Headingley. What's happened on the other side of the world in round 10? Brisbane Broncos 18, Melbourne Storm 18. What a match that must have been. And it really does wet the whistle for tomorrow morning. Canterbury against Auckland, Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on Sky Sports 1. And Canberra Raiders against Cronulla Sharks on Sunday over on Sky Sports 3. Both of them will kick off on Sky Sports at 9 a.m. in the morning. It's a cracking weekend for you rugby league fans out there. We've got this match tonight to finish, 2 games from Australia, and then on Sunday evening it's the Bradford Bulls against the Castleford Tigers. Great weekend and a great match in prospect here. In fact, in progress here. The prospect was 40 minutes ago. It's been a belter. It's 8-all, and it's to be won in the second half.
Shogun, as remixed by Pininfarina. The new Shogun Pinin.
Step 1. Take shoulder through the full range of movement. Step 2. Loosen joints with gentle, controlled actions. Step 3. Open a nationwide current account with 24-hour internet banking and no day-to-day fees. This will add flexibility to your body and mind, wherever you are. Relax. It's nationwide.
This is Richard Miles from Clifton in Bristol. He's very happy. Richard discovered he can buy and sell pretty much anything on the internet at goricardo.co.uk. So he bid for a limousine, a gramophone and a biplane, and he's selling a Wham album, a Model E-Type Jag and a rather nice jet. Richard is very happy. Go buying, go selling, goricardo.co.uk. That's Go Ricardo. What will you auction today?
Mina? What does this say?
Nothing, Leo. It's a number.
I know it's a number, but what does it say? It says, if you call this number, you get AA specialists moving heaven and earth, searching their list of leading insurance companies to get you the lowest quote they can.
AA Insurance. 0800 444 777.
Obsession, jealousy, Cruise, Kidman, Kubrick, Eyes Wide Shut. Rent it on video and buy it on DVD now.
To paint, first you must see. I've spent my whole life looking and analysing, studying form and light. My paintings are all about atmosphere, detail, texture, the little things that make up the whole image. It's all there, and all you have to do is to look. My eyesight's pretty important to me.
Easily offended? Do you find this type of behaviour childish and immature?
It got stuck. What's that bubble there?
We got a bleeder! We do.
Nice muffs.
But we love it! Cameron Diaz, Matt Dillon, Ben Stiller. At the first showing of the Something About Mary, Saturday at 8 on Sky Premiere. The biggest films every Saturday night, guaranteed.
Cup semi-finals coming up for you on Sunday afternoon on Sky Sports 2 live from Wembley. It's the FA Cup semi-final between Newcastle and Chelsea. If you're watching Sky Digital, you can catch that game live and interactive on Sky Sports Extra. And on Sky Sports 1 at 5:30, live action from Hampden Park as Hibernian take on Aberdeen in the Scottish Cup semi-final. Both games are live and only on Sky Sports. We're live right now with this Super League match between the cup holders and the champions. 8-all. Could be the Charity Shield once upon a time, but there's nothing charitable about this. Two teams, Dean Lance in particular, the Leeds Rhinos coach, absolutely desperate for the 2 points to get his Super League season up and running. Ronnie the Rhino winding up the supporters in the South Stand.
Impressive.
And so is that, the new look South Stand. But the fanatical support from it remains the same. Did well over on that far side. Senior patted the ball back. Looked like it was going out, and St. Hilaire has to take the tackle. Oh, that's another high one. Grabbed on the shirt by Hoppy on Sheridan. Fleary. Well, he did collar him.
Yeah, he did collar him, that is for sure.
This is Barnhill. Leeds looking to pick up the momentum that they had in the last quarter of an hour of that first half. Sheridan with the kick downfield. Wellens has was going to say, had positioned himself perfectly. He had, but unfortunately the execution wasn't so clever. Wellens now is collared and trapped by Sheridan and Lawford. Good chase by the two little halfbacks.
Well, it was a nothing kick, and the mistake by Wellens.
Forward pass.
Really, mate, that is a sin in your own quarter. Not happy.
There's a great scream from the patrons of the South Stand.
No doubt
the
about it.
referee heard them.
Well, there's all the experience. 50-50 was the call from Paul Sculthorpe, but waved away by the official, Stuart Cummings.
Sheridan looked to come down the short side, went the other way, and the trap had been sprung. Jackson to Lawford.
Well,
certainly changed the complexion of this match when he has come on the field.
He's a jack-in-the-box player, isn't he? And he's liable to cause, and he did create quite a lot of havoc in the Saints' defence in the last 10 minutes of that first half.
Sheridan, good run. Barnhill straightens it up, and St Helens' defence is scrambling. Matautia and Long with the tackle. Jackson, Farrell, big dummy, went on his own. Camped underneath the posts on the last tackle of the Leeds Rhinos. They bring it this way with Lawford. Lovely little dab, well, it almost was, but it bounced really kindly for Long.
They'd be disappointed with that. Didn't get the right weight behind it. Just bobbed up nicely for the little halfback, Sean Long. A wasted effort there.
2.5 minutes, second half gone. Let's go to pitch side. Join Bill Arthur for the half-time news.
Eddie, as you'd imagine, Dean Lance delighted with the way his side ended that first half. The second half of the first half was Leeds in control, and that's the way he wants them to maintain their grip, although he won't be pleased to see them giving away that penalty there and letting Saints reassert their authority. That's what Saints want to do. Their coach Ian Millwood disappointed with the way they let the game slip out of their grasp. Saints viewing this as an arm wrestle now. They've got to get back on top and try and dominate Leeds again as they did early on.
They're trying to dominate now with Perolini to Martin to Stankovic. They've got two men on the overlap. One of them is Iro. Here's Martin. Martin slips the net. Martin again. Oh, nobody there. They have spurned chance after chance after chance.
Well, great play, but a feeble pass at the end, speculative. And they failed to follow the man carrying the football yet again. They paid the price on several occasions in the first half.
Here's Lawford. Now it's with Hay. Wide it goes again to Sinfield, and Long gets to him with help from Iro and Sculthorpe. Sinfield brought to ground.
Well, it will be an arm wrestle, especially in the opening 10 minutes. Who will be superior? I've got the feeling that whoever scores the next try really should start to control the match.
That's a huge kick downfield, and Wellens has collected it 10 metres from his own line. Good chase though from Leeds. The kick is only as good as the chase.
Leading the way yet again was the hooker Lee Jackson. Didn't do much running from the dummy half position, didn't Jackson, in that first half. Perhaps we'll see a little bit more. Can't say the same about Kieran Cunningham, his opposite number. He did everything in that first half. Lovely ball.
And here's a chance for Martin, who's got away from Lawford, trying to offload it to Long, and he does. And Long on an angle run, they won't catch him. Sean Long gets the try for St Helens. A beautiful break. It's given without reference to the video ref this time. And Sean Long with the try. He was denied in the first half by the video referee. But Tommy Martin made the break, got away from Lawford, and Sean Long was the man in support. And he scampered over for the try.
Well, the new coach Ian Millwood, when he came to St Helens, he made it quite clear that he wanted to get back in top form. The halfback combination, Tommy Martin and Sean Long, and you can't do any better than that. Good break by Martin, good support on this occasion by Long, and that is a vital try. Big fella just pushed him out of the way. What a superb offload. Lawford couldn't do anything about it. Look how Tommy Martin was looking there. What a great position. The little halfback Sean Long put himself in. He'll enjoy that. They needed it.
Well, Sean Long and his supporters intermixed there, you'll notice, with the Leeds Rhinos fans as well. Well, Ian Millwood mightn't look too pleased in front of the camera, but I bet he is inside. And Sean Long, who's now scored a try in each of his last 3 matches, will line this conversion attempt up. Well, Steve-O said the side that scored the first try in this second half could go on and win the match. Let's see if it will be the Saints. He's a left-footed kicker, Sean Long. This is from the correct side of the field for him. He's pretty deadly, isn't he? Sean Long gives St Helens the lead again, 14-8.
Big prop forward, sucks him through. As soon as he offloads to Martin, there was always going to be the break. Stepan on the outside. Lawford failed to get to him. Look at the step off the left. What a great offload. And for once, the St Helens support play is impeccable. It had to be. They blew so many opportunities in that first half, but not on this occasion.
Deep kick-off from Lawford, straight into the breadbasket of Martin. He immediately tips it back to Perolini. Well, we talked about Leeds weathering the storm in the first half. I wonder, at the end of that first half and at the early moments of this second, Steve-O, whether St Helens have now weathered the storm.
Well, it certainly will be a relief, but we know St Helens of old, they have this awful ability to be able to score a magnificent try and then just go to sleep for the next 10 minutes. I'm sure that's one thing that their coach Ian Millwood have got to send the message out and say, look, stick it hard, try to get another try if you can.
Good ball there from Sculthorpe to Cunningham.
Had a wow of a game, hasn't he, the hooker?
Long, he's not done badly either. Dancing little run from Sean Long. Beautiful ball to Stankovic. Man outside is Iro. Iro's going to score. Iro with the try. Long with the little dance and dart. Stankovic got away from his marker and Iro was the man in support. They're dancing on the terraces now. 2 tries in 3 minutes has turned this game upside down.
Cannot ask for more than that. But if you let this guy run riot like this, you've got to make sure you deck him down. 5 went for it. You see how Senior was sucked in. It left an enormous gap. Stankovic did well to offload to the big centre, Iro. 3, 4, 5, couldn't get to him. See how Senior took the gamble of coming to, and as soon as Senior came to him, on to Stankovic, Iro. Superb offload. He did everything right, did Stankovic. But again, the mercurial running of Sean Long created that try.
And it was scored by Kevin Iro. Formerly with Leeds. And he will have enjoyed that moment. The first time we've had more than 6 points between the two sides. We now have 12 points between the two sides. And is the 45th and 48th minutes when this game turns St Helens' way.
There you see Senior makes a commitment to Long. As soon as he does that, it's 3-on-1. Stankovic, superb pass out wide. Classy stuff. This has stunned the big Leeds crowd there in the South Stand. Officially open tonight. Can Leeds come back?
Well, a blistering start to this second half, and the penalty is given. Perolini appealed to the touch judge. The penalty was given, and somebody had a word in Stuart Cummings' ear on the Leeds side, and they've been marched 10 metres back.
To be fair, who is the referee here? Now, he just said, hey, come on. We waited. Was it ripped out by Senior? I think it was, yeah. But the big fella wasn't going to play the ball until that touch judge was convinced.
Exactly, he stood and waited, and the touch judge, after a few seconds deliberation, gave the nod. to Mr. Cummings.
Was it an eyeball job?
Might have been.
He's a big bloke.
Cunningham. Wide it goes to Stankovic. Big hit by Senior, but not conclusive. That one was from St. Hilaire. Cunningham. Down the short side, trying to brush St. Hilaire away. Senior and Sinfield in as the reinforcements.
Again, we see the hooker Cunningham taking it from the dummy half. See how he sucked in 3 would-be players. Oh, that's a nice little kick. Is it too hard? Yes.
Angled kick from Long, thinking all the time. Little genius.
Well, it was on there.
Exciting player, though, isn't he, Sean Long?
Certainly is.
No, I'm not. I know that you're the man who normally comments about the hairstyles. I'm not convinced about Sean Long's new look. He's another one who's had the Beckham. Or is it the Lee Jackson he's had? I'm not sure which.
I don't think he'll worry about his hairstyle. Not the way that he's been playing. Oh, good work from Lawford.
Jackson. Sheridan. Met by Perolini. Oh, and Matautia as well.
That was knees went in. That was dangerous play.
Sheridan's not the biggest, and Matautia and Perolini are 2 of the biggest.
Oh, look at that. That would have hurt.
I think it was accidental. The gap's 12. Leeds looking to get back in the match. Lawford under pressure from Joint. Wellens is after it, gets it, gives it to his winger Chris Smith. Good run from Jamie Jones-Buchanan and a big hit by Anthony Farrell. They steam in on each other, don't they, these players in Super League?
Nice to see so many youngsters acquitting themselves so well out here. A big pressure game is this. Good play from Hoppy.
That's a good run. That's his best run of the night. 40 metres from his own line, will play the ball to Cunningham, who'll find Long again. And here goes Perolini. Right into the chest of Jamie Jones-Buchanan, does well, offloads. Hoppy again. Over the halfway line. 4 tackles gone. Cunningham, short side, running again. Great run from Cunningham, still going. Chev Walker gets on his back and brings him down. Joint, it's the last tackle this. Long, little dink over, looking for Sculthorpe. Cummings does well.
Put his body on the line there, the fullback.
Well, he was named originally on the wing tonight, Francis Cummings. It was a late change, and they put him in at full-back.
Well, he made a good fist of it last week against Halifax, offside. This will be a relief for Leeds. They're desperate to get back into this game. They still have the strike power out there. And they had
off the blocks.
Plenty to select from. Dangerous moments now for Saints. They realise that with this commanding lead, that they cannot afford to just let the foot off the gas.
Lawford misses out 2 and finds Sheridan. Here's Sinfield taking on Tommy Martin. Almost through. Sheridan. Blackmore. Been on fire this year as Blackmore, but not so against Halifax, and pretty quiet tonight.
Well, the little halfback Ryan Sheridan, who really has to start putting himself about now, a little bit more running at the defence.
Jamie Jones-Buchanan trying to milk the penalty. Sheridan to Hay. Tried to brush Joint off. Still got the ball away, though, to Cummings. Farrell has got a hole at the middle to exploit. Great tackle back by Sculthorpe again. Jackson. Oh, Sheridan knocks it on.
Well, Sheridan not too happy with the speed of that pass.
Not sure it was... Oh, I was going to say not sure it was meant for him.
Pretty high. Not happy with it. He launched it, didn't he? Jackson.
Maybe he's looking for the next man, which was Dean Lawford.
Either way, it's an unforced error.
Hold the fight, fellas!
St Helens look for a run from Chris Smith. Long, Joint, wide it goes to Martin. Look forward, Anthony Sullivan's on his way. Anthony Sullivan's on his bike. Anthony Sullivan will beat them all to the line. Sullivan will score. Sullivan points at the St Helens supporters. That is his question about a forward pass. The South Stand thought so. They reacted immediately, and Sullivan just pinned his ears back and headed away to the line.
Leeds got caught with a sliding defence. There's just no one at home. Oh, dodgy. 50-50. It could have gone either way, but you cannot allow so much space for a man with this much speed. You'd have enjoyed that. That is for sure. That's what the wingers are there for. But the Leeds defence, they got sucked in there. Chev Walker was far too much in field. It left a huge gap. Sullivan.
Anthony Sullivan, and he has now claimed his place 6th on the all-time scoring chart, 190. And some great names ahead of him. Men like Tom van Vollenhoven, Les Jones, Alf Ellaby, Stuart Llewellyn and Roy Mathias. But Anthony Sullivan, the Welsh international winger, now stands number 6 on Saints' all-time try-scoring chart. And how often during the course of his career has Anthony Sullivan been a thorn in Leeds Rhinos' side? That is his 20th try for Saints against Leeds. Incredible record of consistency. Long with the conversion attempt, just drifts it the wrong side of the posts. But suddenly in the second half, Saints have taken a stranglehold, 24-8, and the waters deepen for Leeds Rhinos.
You can see that sliding defence. The man circled is Chev Walker. You've got to move forward if you're going to put them down, and look at the gap. You cannot afford to give him space like that. Sinfield tried. Walker tried to get back, but it was put down the glass as soon as Sullivan was away.
So Leeds have got around about 23 minutes to rescue this match, and Dean Lance is just looking a little bit more anxious.
Well, he knows that they were exposed out wide.
Here goes Sculthorpe again. St Helens, the champions, in 5th place in the table before tonight. And Leeds next to bottom, along with the Huddersfield Sheffield Giants. That wasn't the best kick in Sean Long's repertoire.
Not far off it though. The option was good. It was such a commanding lead. Just push them down into the corner and ensure that their solid defence keeps them down. Well, it's catch-up time now for the Rhinos. They really have got to try everything and anything. And they've got to look towards Ryan Sheridan and perhaps Dean Lawford to try to get things back on keel.
Well, they gave their all last Friday at the Shea, and they still came up without the win. This will be, if they do lose, their worst ever start to a Super League season since the inaugural year of 1996, when they also lost 4 in a row. Still a long way for them to go. Perolini on Barnhill. He gets a big slap on the back from Inari for the tackle. Lawford gets the pass away. Jackson, great run. Support from Jamie Jones Buchanan. And Perolini comes back to cut him down. Quick play, the ball is what Leeds need.
It's got to be a penalty.
Oh, Perolini could be in the bin.
It's got to go. 10 minutes.
And Chev Walker points to the dressing room on this side, and Stuart Cummings goes to the back pocket. He's in the sin bin for 10 minutes for the professional foul.
Good play by the youngster. Jones Buchanan, there's little doubts.
Well, they needed a quick play of the ball. Perolini knew that. Leeds knew that.
Well, they've got to push the ball into the corner now, try to make them pay, and they've done just that.
So St Helens have to weather the next 10 minutes down to 12 men.
Still plenty of time left.
There is. 24-8. Farrell.
Now,
Cunningham
will
with
Leeds
attack.
put on a set move? Maybe the switch to the blind, they've done it.
Jackson, good hands, Cummins. Good tackle, good defence from Sean Hoppy on that occasion. Camped in the corner here. Jackson will give it width to Sheridan. Sheridan, big dummy. Oh, what a tackle
there by Cunningham.
Kieran Cunningham's tackle save 4. Lawford, Barnhill puts it down. What a tackle from Cunningham. A tackle that is worthy of winning any match before that mistake from Barnhill.
Outstanding. He was over. You're ready for kicking the goal. And the hooker just launched himself. Come here. What a game he's having. Kieran Cunningham, both in attack and defence.
Iro fed by Sean Long.
Ooh, nearly offloaded there.
He still is thinking about it. Took 3 to bring him down. Blackmore, Walker. There's Cunningham. Here's Sculthorpe. Big drive up. Cunningham again. Joint. Through Lawford's tackle. Support from Sullivan. Sullivan taking on Cummings out wide, and Sullivan will get his second. Anthony Sullivan, the 12 men score. He points again at the St Helens supporters. 21 tries now against Leeds, and that could be the match. Ian Millwood and Nigel Ashley-Jones. Millwood passing some more instructions down, and Dean Lance. His men have battled and battled, but Anthony Sullivan has come up with a crucial and maybe killer 4 points.
Have the floodgates opened. Lawford went far too high on the big skipper joint. In and out, like all good wingmen should do. Just a few metres in, then scoops round the outside. Excellent skills, went too high. Offload. Watch Sullivan in and then out. Classical wingman's try. Superb stuff. From famine to a feast. Once he made the initial break. Super. Oh! Kick away. One of the best sights in any sport. A winger in full flight.
He was watching the big screen. He enjoyed that. Anthony Sullivan. Now Sean Long just talking to himself to get this ball over the crossbar, and he does. Drifts it in with a little bit of draw. 30 points to 8. St Helens on their way to victory at Headingley, methinks. Those supporters will be delighted. It'll be 3 from 3 for Ian Millwood, but 4 and zip for Dean Lance. It's too early, Steve-O, to talk about crisis. 4 matches of the Super League season gone. 24 of the weekly rounds remain. But losing does become a habit.
Certainly does. It's not going to build their confidence either for when they go up to Edinburgh. But the big problem now is that you can say that Leeds are gone for the top 3. So they're going to be out
at this early stage of the season.
Yep. 4 losses straight. That's hard to pull back.
And they're just starting to drop off the tackles a little bit as well, but Fleary got a good one in then on Hoppy. Here goes Cunningham, who has to be a contender, I would venture to suggest, for man of the match. You can vote now, 09009 1010 13. Agree with the losing coaching staff's choice and win yourself 2 tickets to the grand final. And St Helens were there last year, and on this sort of form under Ian Millwood, who's to say that they will not be there again this year?
Well, it's happened so many times, hasn't it, on television. Dean Lance, he'll be thinking he's becoming a watchmaker.
Marcus St Hilaire's lost that. Did St Helens knock it on, though, with Paul Sculthorpe? Well, the referee allows them to play on, and here's Sullivan, who's in for a hat-trick, if he could get round them, but he couldn't.
No, I think he lost it, just in the tackle. Popped up nicely for Sculthorpe.
Another opportunity here. Good hit by Chev Walker on Sean Hoppy.
Well, we said that opening 20 minutes could take its toll on this Leeds outfit, and it certainly is looking that way.
That's O'Neill.
They really had to dig deep in the opening 20 minutes, did Leeds. Scrambling defence all the time, and it really has taken the power out of them.
Penalty to Leeds. Ball not played properly by Julian O'Neill. Just stood on it. Or maybe it was the push on Fleary afterwards.
Yeah, I think he just pushed him away.
Oh yeah, he lifted his leg.
Well, with such a commanding lead, I suppose he can try things like that.
Here come Leeds in the shape of Andy Hay. Cummins was waiting for the offload, it never came. Sheridan. 10-4, the penalty count is against St Helens. When you think that's... Oh, here's Jackson on a hole. Good tackle from young Wellens. Now it's Saint's turn to defend. Sheridan to James Jones Buchanan. Offloads well to Fleary. Fleary to the line. Hauled back by 3. Something to spark a revival maybe. Farrell. Not the best pass. Cummins to Blackmore. Oh, Blackmore fooled everybody, including Francis Cummins.
Well, it's desperation stakes. They've got to try something. Just keep this ball alive. Sometimes it pays off for you, but not the best back flick that Richie Blackmore has produced. Catch-up football from Leeds. They've got to really try into it. And they've also got to build on their confidence so that they can at least look towards the future. It's so demoralising when you have a running sequence like this with so many losses. It's hard to lift the spirits.
And it's worth also saying here that St Helens are still playing with a man in the sin bin. They've got Sean Long though. Oh, that's forward. It doesn't matter, Hanari's put it down. Knock on. Sean Long took a crack on the back of the noggin as well, by the looks.
Well, they're trying everything, aren't they? They're full of confidence, that's for sure. Gets the half break. Never really, it's nothing you can do other than say that was forward.
But they're playing still, Steve-O, with the man in the bin.
Yep.
12 against 13. You think it was the other way round.
And on 2 occasions, the Leeds defence has been caught out wide, which you'd never dream of. That's a good step from Lawford.
Great step from Lawford. Tuilangi's back. Good ground made, though, on the first tackle. Sheridan. Farrell. He'll go up the middle. O'Neill fell off. Tuilangi didn't. Jackson. Sheridan switches the direction. Lawford. Back on the inside. Senior. Big hit.
Ready well did the hooker yet again.
Cunningham again. He's been immense tonight. Sheridan. Fleary. Back to Sheridan. Enveloped by Brian Hanari. Blackmore. Lawford will stab it into the space. Iro's there. Iro gets it back into the field of play.
Quick thinking by the New Zealand centre.
Wellens makes 12 good metres. Perolini, minute and a half to go. Strips off and gets ready to re-enter the fray.
Well, it's been a great effort by the Saints, down to 12 men. Rattled some tries out there. And you can see quite clearly that Leeds now are struggling to get the one line of defence. There's quite a few of them hanging on. Off he goes again.
Cunningham offloads it to Iro. Iro out wide to Chris Smith. Smith's dancing. He knows he's got another, and he has. Chris Smith with the try. His 39th consecutive appearance for St Helens. Yet to score this year. Prior to that moment, Chris Smith with his first try of 2000, and St Helens are running riot.
It's been a battle of the 2 best hookers, I feel, in Super League, and Cunningham has completely dominated his opposite, Lee Jackson. The strength of the man onto Iro, who did exceptionally well, put himself in a beautiful position. Smith laughing all the way to the try line. You can't afford to go high on this guy. Look how Iro just sucked the ball back in. In and out yet again, only this time not Sullivan. It's the other wing. Strength, get out of the way, come on. Composure, experience from Kevin Iro. Make sure that Chris Smith gets into the corner. They're running riot, the Saints.
A hat-trick here last year for Chris Smith. He'll settle for one tonight. The hat-trick was in the victory, and that one will be in the victory. And I think Dean Lance knows he's going to be played for 1-0. Sean Long with the conversion, wrong side of the posts. 34 points to 8. And St Helens now will be back to 13. While Apollo Perolini has been off the field, they've cracked the Leeds defence twice for tries.
An outstanding effort. Ian Millwood, when he took over from Ellery Hanley, he said straight out that they need a little bit more fine-tuning. Well, he's certainly done that tonight.
Long's away again. Long is away again. He's got Hanari, he's got Sullivan. Oh, what a dummy from Sean Long. Hanari over the top.
He bombed it, it should have gone out to the winger.
Well, he could see that the Leeds defence was funneling back to cut the option open, but St Helens have got them loaded out wide. Here's another. Perolini's just back on, and Perolini gets another 4 points. St Helens celebrate. Leeds and their supporters hold their heads in their hands. Just back from the sin bin, Perolini gets the try.
What a night Sean Long is having. Throws the dummy. Lawford nowhere near. Sullivan out wide. Back on the inside. And Ari did well. They tried. They got there in the end, but they just run out of numbers. Tommy Martin knew that a long ball would be sufficient. Sculthorpe, the knee. Perolini. I'll take 10 more and the sin come back and score the try. What a combination. Leeds are just cut to ribbons. The steam has gone. The bite is gone. No teeth left. They're not the rhinos that we know of old. They are being ripped to shreds. Saints are keeping this ball alive.
Apollo Perolini with the try, straight out of the sin bin, straight over the try line. I think we must say again that Leeds are without the big three. Harris, McDermott, Morley, they are not there. They've been replaced by youngsters. And tonight St Helens have hit a true champions patch. Long with the conversion. He's missed another. 38 points to 8. When you're running in tries with this regularity, who needs conversions? They're on their way home. Their team beaten for the 4th time this year.
The legs are heavy.
The hearts are heavy.
The heads are down, and more pressure has to be applied. The crowd are booing, and the reason why they're booing is that on the big screen the Leeds coach was put up there, Dean Lance.
Well, that's unfortunate.
It is, but they want success so much here at Headingley.
Well, they're off to the Challenge Cup final for the 2nd successive year. 09009 10 10 13. Your votes for man of the match, please invite it now, as Jamie Jones Buchanan tries to rescue something from this. Jackson's there. Here's Sheridan. Will St Helens go to sleep in defence? Well, not with men like Cunningham around. 6 minutes to go. Lawford. Fleary. Such strength from Fleary, but 3 there. And St Helens don't want to concede a late try. I'm sure that'll be the message from Ian Millwood. Sheridan. 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 They've conceded a try. Ryan Sheridan dummies and shimmies his way to the line. He touches down. Some consolation for the Leeds Rhinos, but consolation is all it'll be.
Nice skills from the little halfback, but it's something that we've been calling for throughout this game, for him to take on the defence. He did on that occasion, and he deserved a try. It was a beautiful step, good dummy. Second effort, went in for it. Consolation, as Eddie mentioned. But it'll be going through his mind that it's far too late. It's something like that that was needed a lot earlier in this match.
So Francis Cummins with this conversion of the Sheridan try. Leeds 14, St Helens 38. We're in the closing minutes here at Headingley. Leeds are beaten, but they've just scored. And St Helens in no hurry to restart this match now.
Little doubt that that first 20 minutes where Leeds were put on the rack, they had to just fight back and scramble in their defence. The legs are very heavy there.
When you're ready, off you go.
Well, full credit to Sheridan. At least he took on the defence on that occasion and come up trumps.
Well, they won't pack it in, Leeds. They've got 4 minutes to play out time, and they want a little more respectability on that scoreboard. Oh, but they're not even looking for that. Hoppy's hacked it forward.
Well, that is a disgrace. That was a disgrace. Players not even looking to see where the ball was going. They'd just given up the ghost. Look at this. Andy Hay at his back. Turn. Good work, though, by Blackmore. When you're both running in the same direction for the football, you can use your shoulder. That is legal.
Jackson plays the ball to Sheridan, on to Fleary. Buchanan Jones. Jackson, Sheridan, Lawford. Over the top it goes into open spaces. And Chris Smith will collect for Saints. Oh, there's confidence for you. Long pass into the arms of Wellens underneath his own sticks. And the youngster with the ability to go round one before he's collared.
Well, it was a good kick, but you could see there that Leeds were tired on that chase.
Here's Steve Hall, he's just on. Less than 3 minutes to go. And St Helens, the ball went backwards. They've got away with that. Oh, Chris Smith just flicked the... Oh no, I was going to say he's flicked the ball out. He hasn't. He had the ball flicked out of his hand. And it's a penalty to St Helens.
Scrappy play, just overrun it. Sculthorpe intended it to go straight to Smith. Not so sure.
Well, Rivette thought it was a knock-on and wanted the ball for the scrum that he thought was coming.
Well, the Saints will be eager to get another 4-pointer here.
O'Neill running strongly to the end.
Too much power, too much speed of Saints in the second half. And this man, Kieran Cunningham and Long.
It's been a pretty good combination. Oh, Perolini does well again. Long, oh, straight into the arms of Jackson on this occasion. He was looking for Cunningham, found his opposite number. Here's Blackmore, Henari's after him, missed him. Hoppy got to him eventually.
Great to see, though, isn't it? Confidence in offloading. It's been a fine performance in the second half by the Saints. At a time just before half-time where Leeds were looking as though they were going to take control of the game.
Oh, Tuilangi went for the interception. It bounced off his knee. This is Rivette. Here's Fleary. Hall after Fleary. Sculthorpe gets him eventually. We're in the last minute. Jamie Jones and Buchanan, 18 years of age, first appearance since last August. Jackson, Sheridan, Farrell. Cummins wants the ball played out on this side. He's calling for it to be either passed or kicked out wide. Jackson's gone the other way. He's found Sheridan, he'll dab it through. Long collects and gives it to Wellens again. And St Helens now surely will play out the next 20 seconds and go home with a big win under their belts, 38-14. Smith offloads to Hoppy. Hoppy has got Sullivan. Sullivan cuts back inside. Sullivan fancies the hat-trick. Sullivan's on his way to the corner. Sullivan will get the hat-trick. Another hat-trick for Anthony Sullivan. St Helens go past the 40-point mark. Sullivan with the hat-trick again. The tormentor of Leeds over the years. The smiling eel, Millwood, his coach. His 28th hat-trick of a glittering career for the Welsh international wing, Anthony Sullivan.
Outstanding. That is what they get paid to play. Good work from Smith. Combination, got it out. Hoppy did exceptionally well, and again, you see that Leeds have been caught on that outside. On this occasion, Sullivan steps back. The cover defence had gone. Takes a little peek. I'm going. I'm gone.
Dean Lance, though every time we put his picture on the big screen, they boo him, and that is really uncharitable of the Leeds supporters. He will be as heartbroken as anybody about this defeat. Long. 5 from 8 tonight. Another tough one for him out on the touchline. He's missed it again. 42 points to 14 though. St Helens have won. And 7 tries in the second half against a Leeds side that at the end looked totally and completely shell-shocked. Sean Long has had a big game. 28 hat-tricks for Anthony Sullivan, 22 of them now for St Helens. He had a big hand in that victory. Will he be adjudged as the man of the match? Well, that's still to come tonight, as is on Sky Sports 1 at 10. There's the Friday Night Sports Centre with a look ahead to all the weekend's top football action. On Sky Sports 2 now, there's live snooker, the second session of today's play from the Regal Scottish Open. And on Sky Sports 3 at 10, more wrestling action from the WWF in Late Night Raw. And for Sky Digital viewers, a reminder that you can keep up to date with all the sports news on our 24-hour news channel, Sky Sports News. St Helens take the applause of their supporters. Ian Millwood has stepped into the hot seat and has come up with 3 straight wins, and the champions are most certainly a force again. They will sit up and take notice of this scoreline. 42 points to 14, Sullivan with the hat-trick.
These guys are the ones the Premier League left behind.
I discovered birds and brews, otherwise I'd have made it.
Enthusiastic amateurs who gather in the parks near you for fat footballer tribal rituals.
Half time.
Then there are the urban anglers, an optimistic tribe who live in hope that Britain's barren and polluted waterways will eventually cough up a sizable catch.
That is an absolute beautiful specimen for the canal.
Find out where you fit in on British Tribes, a new episode Sunday at 10, first on Sky 1.
Beware the jadder man, my dear, when the moon is fat. Sharp of tongue and spindle-limbed he is, and cunning. With sweetened talk of schnapps and mets, and the deliciousness of jadders. Beware the jadder man, my dear, when the moon is fat. Jadder met de mets och schnapps.
I'm 49 years old and I can't even open my emails.
Of course you can.
The soap star comes clean. Can't I write the news instead of selling it? Of course you can.
getting too old for this. Can I become a coach?
Of course you can. Now stop whinging and start playing!
Merci bien, ma chérie.
Wish you could learn French, but I can't find the time. Mais bien sûr que tu peux. Tu peux l'apprendre à la maison.
With over 500,000 courses to choose from, you can learn anything you want. Just call Learn Direct and we'll help you find the course you're looking for. Can you bring out your hidden talent?
Of course you can.
Phone Learn Direct on 0800 100 900.
Are there any treatments you can buy for hereditary hair loss?
Yes, lots.
But are any of them medically proven to work?
Just one, Regain.
I still need convincing.
Well, it's prescription strength, and although results may vary, Regain Extra Strength is proven to regrow hair in the majority of men. Regain revitalizes follicles so they can go on producing hair. And with Regain Extra Strength, you could see results in as little as 8 weeks.
How can I find out more?
Call 0345 004 500 or visit our website.
The unmistakable sound of Grammy Award-winning guitarist Carlos Santana. Now is the time to get the album of hits you've always promised yourself. From Santana, the ultimate collection. The magic that is Santana on the ultimate collection. Could be the smoothest album you'll buy this year.
Baby did a bad, bad thing. Obsession, jealousy, Cruise, Kidman, Kubrick, Eyes Wide Shut. Rent it on video and buy it on DVD now.
Edward!
Man, that was a great bar mitzvah, Mom, wasn't it?
Are you okay?
Billy!
That's Bobby. Why are you here?
I'm here to visit.
Oh.
Have we always had this?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was purple.
Edward, what's wrong?
Can't a son visit his mother?
You want money.
Mother.
You got a girl in trouble.
Mother.
You want some cake?
No, thanks. How's the foot?
Painful. It's been painful for 10 years. Who drives all the way from Baltimore to inquire about an ingrown toenail?
Well, 7 tries in the second half to St Helens, 3 of them to Anthony Sullivan, have condemned Leeds to their second heaviest home defeat in Super League history. And Kieran Cunningham was the man of the match. We're going to hear from him, his coach Ian Millwood and Anthony Sullivan. They're all with Bill.
Congratulations, man of the match award. There you go, there's the watch.
See you as well. Just say a big thanks to Tiso, and on a personal note, can I just say a big thanks to Dan and Gareth at Reebok for supporting me this year.
I think the Saints fans will say big thanks for a big second half.
Oh yeah, definitely.
A 5-page story to which the News of the World immediately responded by offering him a job. Ian and Jimmy.
Oh, this is the Sun again.
Yes.
Chris Tarrant.
Yes.
Cara someone or other.
A lot richer.
An alien.
It was well out of order.
Indeed, and it's Mr. Murdoch again.
Yes, how would he like to see his secret lover naked in somebody else's paper? I don't think he would.
If anyone's got any pictures, do drop them.
But the Sun have apologised, of course.
The Sun have apologised because...
It didn't sell as many papers as they hoped it might. Yes, they did, in fact, a large headline on page 8 saying, sorry, Sophie. And over the page, a shot of a topless blonde called Sophie.
On the page where they supposedly apologised, the editor, David Yellen, managed to put a picture of himself, which proves that the Sun doesn't only put tits in, it also puts arses in. This photograph was taken 11 years ago on a holiday, and then this woman, Cara Noble, who's apparently very big in local radio. Good morning, Neasden. She promised Sophie that she would never sell this photo to the paper until she did.
For 100 grand, which means that she got a little bit more than Judas.
Judas didn't get sacked from local radio, though, did he? I accept the parallel.
Let's just say he didn't work in local radio after that.
No. Palestine FM didn't touch him. Oh, I wondered what that was. I thought it was a cartridge case.
No, I did notice that very kindly they'd produce an ashtray. But carry on.
This, then, is the Sun's publication of a photograph of Sophie Rhys-Jones, topless. Prince Edward is said to have reacted to the picture with shock and amazement, saying, "Good Lord, what are they?" Several weeks ago, the Sun expressed concern for Sophie Rhys-Jones' well-being, and their daily thought for May the 5th read, "Keep her safe." Although by last Wednesday their position seemed to have altered somewhat, the daily thought above the headline "Sophie topless" being, "Quick, turn the page." Paul and Diane.
This is my friend and colleague Jack Straw. Yes, this is about official secrets. This is the Home Secretary Jack Straw, who, in between trying to abolish trial by jury and make refugees live on 50p a day, is doing his best to make sure we don't have any freedom of information. We had quite a good bill in a draft form, which Jack has fatally undermined. Very nice man. He just makes Genghis Khan look like a Teletubby.
So the front bench is out then.
And how do you think Jack's doing otherwise in his job?
He's a very nice man, but he's just kind of Michael Howard in drag. It's extraordinary.
So what are the sorts of information that are now not going to be available? That,
Well, anything that politicians say you can't have. They just have to deem that it might prejudice their ability to pull the wool over people's eyes about BSc and all the rest of it. There will be vital information you can have, but nothing they don't want you to have. It's most unfortunate.
And how much is this information going to cost? They are charging people.
Well, it'll be cheaper.
The great smell of tar.
It'll be cheaper than Jimmy Savile's cigars. I think it's... Is it £20 a time?
For your cigars?
Not the cigars, no, the information.
Oh, right, the information.
I thought I was on the promise then.
From now on, if you're burgled, you can pay £10 and the police have to tell you how many men they've got working on the case. I'll say, do the bother, the answer's none. And finally, Ian and Jimmy.
Ah, yes. The football. I was quite worried during the game because I thought Ferguson had really messed up putting Beckham in the middle and Blomqvist on the left and Giggs on the right. And he's a great playmaker, but he's no Roy Keane, is he? I mean, Giggsy was on the wrong foot. He had to go outside the marker.
What would you mean when you say Ryan Giggs had to go outside the marker?
I've no idea.
How can you talk about that when it's legendary that you know nothing about football?
Well, I thought if Angus can understand it, I can pick it up in a few minutes.
I watched the last 20 minutes, the exciting 20 minutes, and I thought it was marvellous, and if football is going to be like that, I wouldn't mind watching it at least once a year.
You used to be a wrestler, didn't you? Is that right?
I still am.
Oh, yeah.
I'm feared in every girls' school in this country.
You didn't have a nickname or anything?
Yes, loser.
Is it true that you once got kicked in the testicles?
I'm afraid so, and the wrestler in question, who was asleep, got rolled out of bed and arrested, and...
Why were you in bed with another wrestler?
I failed to press charges because I couldn't talk.
Yes, it is Manchester United's European Cup victory over Bayern Munich. According to the Daily Mirror, United's manager may soon receive another prize. Now an appointment with the Queen and a knighthood at Buckingham Palace surely awaits Ferguson. That's assuming Her Majesty can get over the bitter disappointment of her country losing. In homes throughout Manchester, people were glued to their television sets, an everyday occurrence in Manchester.